Hola everyone, and welcome to another episode of GameBrosCast, a DuckTales review. Woo! I am your host, Matthew Sella, and I'm afraid other co-hosts that you normally hear on our reviews are MIA at the moment. For full transparency, most of you know that we are headquartered in Northern California, the San Francisco Bay Area. And so right now we are dealing with a bit of a fallout of a recent wildfire here in North California. It's really affected air quality and travel for a couple of my friends and co-hosts. So unfortunately, they weren't able to make it this time. We do apologize for that, but luckily I'm here and I was able to review the latest episode of DuckTales. And so I'm here to give you my thoughts on the episode itself. And I'm hoping that you'll let us know what were your personal take on the new episode featuring the Three Caballeros this time around. So thank you for understanding of the situation that we are in, and hopefully we can give you some good old entertainment here. Now, before we begin, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Give this video a like if you enjoy it. And be sure to check out our Patreon. It's patreon.com/GameBrosStation. If you enjoy podcasts just like these ones or various other things we do, like I do a First Thoughts movie reviews, you can donate as low as $1. Any contribution will be greatly appreciated. Now, enough plugs, let's get right into it. So I believe this is Season 2, Episode 4. Technically in the count, it's Episode 27 of the DuckTales reboot entirety, called The Town Where Everyone Was Nice. So anyway, it tells the story where the family visits a Brazilian town to celebrate a mysterious festival called the Feast of the Flower, where Donald gets to reacquaint himself with two of his old college buddies, Jose and Panchito, played by names that I feel like I'm going to butcher if I try to say them. Anyway, so upon meeting them, he tries to lie about how successful he is, Donald, to his two college buddies, saying that, oh, he's actually the billionaire and Scrooge is an old man who's retiring who's going to give his entire fortune to Donald. And so plays up the whole ruse where he's got to pretend he's super rich, and meanwhile, you got Webby tries to get Louie and Dewey to enjoy the festival that's going on in this Brazilian town, only to reveal that apparently there's a giant carnivorous plant that's like, I'm gonna eat you all, and Donald and his buddies, Jose and Panchito, from causing a misunderstanding of some sort. Alright, that's generally the episode summary. I'm sorry I'm not as fluid as Mark here. You're gonna have to cut me some slack here. So anyway, that is the story of episode 27. So, what did I think of the episode? Well, The Town Where Everyone Was Nice. I like how that title that I first saw kind of gave away what I was thinking. Because for those who have ever been to like one of those like Stephen King or like Disney's Celebration Town in Florida, you know how everyone puts on like their happy faces and you expect everything to be perfect? Usually it never is. It never is. And I actually thought this was a fairly solid episode. It has some of the writing and visual tools that we could have used to like really sell the fact that Jose was a very successful dude, as well as Panchito being like a very famous musician. Like, it was mostly given to us through exposition, and I think that's probably my biggest crutch for the whole episode, is a lot of it was verbal delivery. We were kind of anchored to, I want to say, the square of this Brazilian town. I don't remember if they gave a name. I'm sure they did. I just don't remember it. So I think that's where I feel like the writing was a little weak in terms of how to visually tell the story that they were trying to tell. It was a good story nonetheless, and I like the fact that Scrooge was being a bit of a cheapskate, and he just didn't like the idea of like paying for like the food, $351 and some odd cents for empanadas and all that stuff. He was like, no, I'm not paying for that. And Donald was pretending to be the new billionaire, and they were trying to set up tours and stuff. So it's like, you know, we should get the band back together and go on a tour. What do you say, Donald? You're rich. You could pay for it. And it's kind of funny. I guess those were some of the secret tools that they were trying to say about the Jose and Panchito just mooching off of him. It was like, oh, he has money. Even though we're successful, we'll have him pay for it. And so, I mean, I'll be 100% transparent for you guys again. I haven't seen the Three Caballeros in like, God, I want to say maybe 20 years. It's been 20 years since I saw it. I remember liking that a lot, mostly because I wanted to like connect with my Latino heritage, but that was a long time ago. And I remember enjoying it, but I think it was mostly for the Latina culture and the atmosphere of it. I just love that. It's very different than what I grew up with, but I guess the episode must have like made some nods to those past experiences. Obviously not the Roger Rabbit-esque type stuff so much, but it was kind of cool to see all that. I feel like I want to see more visual action from these characters. I think that would have really helped solidify their brotherhood foundation, their friendship a bit more for me. And I'm glad that none of them really came out as like nefarious villains or like backstabbers or anything like that. I mean, it was a very human story, LOL, about you want to show your friends that you're successful, that all these years you've done good with your life, but maybe you're just not in the place you want to be. And I could definitely speak for that on a personal level. I totally understand what that's like. And you just want to do good and reconnect the old flame, you know? So I think that's where the strength of the episode lies. The whole Louie and Dewey and the Webby thing, I kind of like how that's a commentary on, you know, I hate saying this word, millennials and always taking pictures of their food or going to tourist spots and just taking photos of like superficial poses and things like that. It's just like, yeah, you could take pictures and yeah, sure, they last long, but you gotta enjoy the now. You gotta enjoy the moment, being there in person in this time. And that's pretty much what Webby was trying to convince them, which is hard to say unless I interpret this wrong, guys. I don't think Louie or Dewey really learned that lesson. They were just like, oh, giant monster. Okay, we gotta live. Okay, we lived. I don't like what happened, so delete all the photos. And what can you do? Not all characters are gonna become golden peachy perfect by the end of it, so whatever. I still thought it was a nice little measure saying like, hey, come on, just put the camera down, just enjoy what you got in front of you. Come on. And so, yeah, no, I thought it was a delightful little episode. I was hoping it was more action or adventure oriented than what we got. Again, felt like we were really constrained to the town square-ish area of this Brazilian town. It was cool seeing Jose and Panchito return, and we got a little bit of a redux of the Three Caballeros song, which don't ask me to sing it because I don't remember the lyrics to any of that at all. So overall, I thought it was a pretty good, solid episode. I'm really hoping we'll get more Jose and Panchito later on in season 2 or maybe season 3 and have more adventures with these guys. And it's funny to see Scrooge act like an old man and that only ended up hurting his back. He's like, oh, it's like, you can put down the act now. It's like, oh, I'm pretending to be an old man has actually thrown out my back. Oh god, that was a terrible attempt of accent. Oh man, let me take a swig here. Oh, all right, so that is my thoughts on the episode. Pretty solid. Again, I'm sorry Mark has not been able to join us today. Jared as well. Like I said, right now, Northern California, we're going through some things right now. We didn't want it to be a health risk to them for them to travel, and they got their own things they got to deal with. So I hope you guys understand, and hopefully next week we'll have the gang back and go on to the next episode, which, according to this wiki thing, I think it's, what episode? The Storkiles in Duckburg. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's episode 28 of the entire thing, and yeah, that should be fun. So look forward to that, unless that's not next week. I don't know. Mark is the guy who keeps track of the DuckTales. I do apologize. So anyway, let us know what your thoughts on the episode are in the comment section below. Did you like the episode? Did you not like the episode? Please, we welcome all opinions. It's all subjective. Just be friendly in the discussion and be honest. So that being said, if you enjoyed this little review, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. Ring that bell, because, you know, all these YouTubers saying, oh, the algorithm is poopy. So, yeah, it pretty much is. And like I said, we opened a Patreon. So if you want to donate as low as $1 a month, that will definitely help us in the grand scheme of things. It'll help keep things running. And yeah, go to patreon.com/GameBrosStation. Links are in the description below. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, everyone. And we'll see you next week. To be continued.